Welcome to Redbank Valley High School. Testing 1 2. Testing. Testing 1 2. Testing. Fricka said last night about something about one of these buttons has to be out and one has to be in. One has to be out. I guess that needs to stay there, doesn't it? Try it now. Testing. 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 That one's good. Welcome here to Redbank Valley High School, where tonight the Lady Bulldogs host the Lady Panthers of Keystone. We're just having the starting lineups right now. We're going to put it down to our announcer, and we're going to have the national anthem, and we'll be back with you shortly. So welcome back here to Redbank Valley, where we have once again the host Lady Bulldogs coming in with a record of 7-1, hosting the Lady Panthers of Keystone, who come into the game with a record of 1-4. Starters for tonight's game for the Lady Panthers, we're going to have number 4, Emma Gruber, number 11, Maya Traster, number 24, Sydney Bell, number 40, Natalie Bowser, and number 12, Ava Patrick. For your host Bulldogs on the court, we have number 5, Riley Smathers, number 14, Claire Klaus, number 21, Madison Foringer, number 25, Olivia Huffman, and number 31, Kaylin Rarick. So we're getting ready for tip-off here. And Foringer gets the ball to Huffman. Huffman drives, and it's going to go off of, they're saying off for Redbank Valley, so it's going to be Keystone Panther ball. Redbank putting on the press. And the ball is going to be thrown away, and it's going to be Redbank Valley ball. Huffman gets the ball to Rarick. Back to Huffman. Huffman drives. Inside to Foringer. Foringer takes a shot. It's going to be off. It's going to be rebounded by Bell of Keystone. She's going to get the ball to Bowser, who's going to get the ball to Traster. We have been told we do have some technical difficulties. We are working on the picture. We will hopefully get that back sooner rather than later. So we will keep you updated on scoring and the clock throughout this match. Keystone with the ball underneath, and it's going to be Bowser underneath, and she's going to get the 2, and she's going to go to the line for the old school 3-point play. So Bowser with the free throw. It's going to be off, and it's going to be rebounded by Redbank Valley. Klaus is going to get that rebound. She's going to get the ball up to Huffman. And Huffman's going to get the deuce. I think she got away with a little bit of a travel there, but we'll take that. Bowser with the ball for Keystone, and it's going to be, she's going to be trapped. She gets the ball back, and we're going to have a foul called. That foul is going to be on Claire Klaus. So it's going to be Bell for Keystone, inbounding the ball. She's going to make the pass up to Gruber. That ball is going to be rejected by Foringer. They're going to push the ball. It's going to be Klaus. She's going to get the ball to Rarick. Rarick's going to take the 2. It's off, and it's going to be rebounded by Keystone's Traster. And she's going to walk the ball up. Traster has the ball, gets the ball to Bell, and that's going to be stolen by Huffman. She's going to go coast to coast. Shot's going to be off, and it's going to be rebounded by Keystone. And we're going to have a foul called again off Redbank Valley, and that's going to be on Klaus again. That's her third team foul. Score is 2-2 with 6:26 left here in the first quarter. Two-handed baseball pass up for Keystone. Ball. I can't hear myself now. So Keystone's going to inbound the ball. It's going to be Bell with the ball up top. She's going to get the ball down to Traster. Bowser's going to take the shot, but it's going to be rebounded. It's going to be a baseball pass up. It's going to be Harmon over to Foringer, and its shot is off, and it's going to be rebounded by Keystone. Another rebound by Bell. She's going to get the ball to Bowser. Bowser is going to get it back to Traster, who once again walks the ball up. And once again, Traster with the ball up top. She gets the ball down to Bell, who gets the ball over to Gruber. Tries to get the ball back to Bell, and it's going to be swatted away. And that's going to be was going to be an over and back, but it actually ended up going out off of Keystone. Kira Bonanno is going to check into the game. Foringer's going to check out. Harmon's going to inbound the ball to Huffman. Huffman gets the ball back to Harmon. She's going to get the ball over to Edmonds. Edmonds gets the ball back to Huffman. Over to Davis. She's going to drive in, and a nice layup, as that's going to put Redbank up 4-2 with 5:19 left here in the first quarter. Bell's going to inbound to Bowser. Bowser's going to make a little spin move. Keystone gets the ball up across half court. It's going to be Gruber with the ball. She's going to get the ball out to Traster. Traster tries to get the ball. And actually, Redbank's going to steal the ball. It's going to be Huffman. She gets the ball up to Edmonds, and it's going to be swatted out, and it's going to stay Redbank Valley ball. So Redbank with a 4-2 lead with 4:53 left here in the first. Huffman inbounds the ball. Nice look. It is rejected, but Davis gets the ball back, and she puts it up and in for a 6-2 lead for Redbank Valley. Bulldogs here in a full court press. Bowser does get the ball up to Gruber, and that ball swatted out of bounds by Huffman. So, Blaine, two teams that the last couple of years have played a lot of really good basketball against each other. 2 years ago, the Bulldogs ended up being the 2020 AA champs. Keystone last year was the 2021 AA champs. The two teams met twice last year, with each team winning on their home court. Shot is going to be off for Keystone. And Harmon gets the rebound. She's going to get the ball up to Huffman. Huffman gets the ball over to Edmonds. And that ball is stolen away. It's going to be Bell. She gets the ball over to Bowser. And Bowser gets the ball back to Traster. Tried to get the ball inside to Bowser, but the ball ends up going out of bounds off Redbank. It is going to stay Keystone ball. Rarick checks into the game. Huffman checks out as the Bulldogs continue to use a deep bench. Keystone's going to inbound the ball, and they're going to get the ball to Traster. Traster at the free throw line. She does get the ball down inside to Bowser, and Bowser up and in. So 4 points for Bowser so far as Redbank leads 6-4 with 3 minutes 45 seconds left. Harmon running point for Redbank Valley. She gets the ball over to Rarick. Rarick with a little runner, and it's up and in. 8-4 lead for Redbank. Redbank continues to put the full court press on, and they do get to look like they were going to get the turnover, but it's actually going to be a jump ball. Possession arrow points to Keystone, so it's going to stay Keystone ball. So it's going to be Bell inbounding the ball. She gets the ball up to Traster. Traster over to Gruber. Into Patrick, and they break the press. 8-6 lead, Redbank Valley. Edmonds inbounds the ball to Harmon. Harmon comes right. She goes back. Gets the ball to Rarick on the left side. She gets the ball into Davis. And Bonanno with a nice rebound, and she's fouled, and she'll go to the line. Bonanno's on the line for two. First one is off. She'll get another one as Redbank puts 3 new players into the game. Looks like it's going to be Bond, Smathers, and Huffman in for Redbank. And the second one is good. Increases Redbank's lead 9-6. 3 minutes left here in the first. Bowser with the ball for Keystone. She gets the ball up to Gruber, and that's going to be intercepted by Bonanno. Bonanno gets the ball up to Rarick. Rarick gets the ball back to Huffman. Huffman's going to take the shot, and it's up and good from the elbow. It's going to be 11-6 Redbank Valley. And we're going to have a timeout, Keystone. So, Blaine, as we talked about, last two years, two really good teams. And if you look at the all-conference from last year, both Redbank and Keystone had 3 players each on the all-conference. And as we looked at this year, Redbank has all 3 of those players back. Keystone lost 2 of those to graduation. The third player, unfortunately for Keystone, Josie Weaver, she was second team all-conference last year. She tore her ACL from what we heard early in the season. I think she's been out really since the first game, so she'll be out for the season. So that's a big loss. We're having some difficulty with Blaine's mic over there, trying to get that worked on. The Panthers will inbound the ball underneath. It's going to be Bell. It's going to go over to Traster. It's going to be Bell underneath the Bowser, and we're going to have a push called on Redbank Valley. It's going to be foul on the floor, so it's going to be out of bounds underneath Keystone's basket. And it's going to be Gruber inbounding the ball. And they get the ball out to Traster. Traster tries to get the ball into Bell. Nice defensive play by Bond. Huffman, she's going to be fouled. That's going to be Keystone's second team foul. It's going to be Redbank volleyball. Davis is going to check in for Redbank Valley. Huffman inbounds to Rarick. Rarick's going to drive baseline. It's going to be rebounded by Keystone. Gruber's going to push. She's going to get the ball over to Tracer. Tracer over to Gruber. We got a 5-second. No, but she gives the ball back to Tracer. Tries to get the ball down underneath the Bowser. She does. The first shot is rejected, but Bowser gets that back. She puts it up and in. Huffman inbounds the ball to Rarick. Right back to Huffman as Huffman runs point. Huffman's going to come right. Guarded by Bowser. She's going to go the whole way around, get the ball out. And it's going to be a 3 that's going to be off by Bond. And it's going to be Patrick that's going to try to take it coast to coast. Tracer gets that back at the free throw line, and that shot is missed, and that's going to be over the back on Keystone's Bell. Foringer and Klaus check back into the game for Redbank. And it looks like Winters checks into the game for the Panthers. As Bell exits the game with her second foul here with 1:13 left in the first. Huffman with the ball. She gets the ball over to the corner. Klaus takes a 3. It's off, but it's going to be rebounded by Rarick. Rarick's going to take the 15-footer, and that's good. It's going to increase the lead to 13-8. Redbank continues to press. Tracer gets the ball up, but she's going to throw that ball into Foringer's hands of Redbank, who's going to get the ball back to Huffman. She's going to try to go coast to coast, and she does. Up and in for Olivia Huffman, and that's going to increase the lead to 7 with 38 seconds left here. Another long pass by Keystone. Winters with the ball. It's going to be missed. Foringer rebounds. Klaus is going to run. She has Rarick. Beautiful pass, and it's going to go up, and that's going to be a foul. That's going to put Rarick to the line. First shot is up and good. Increase the Bulldog lead to 16-8. Smathers is going to check into the game. Klaus is going to check out. And the second one is good as well. So Bell back into the game. She's going to inbound the ball to Bowser. Bowser's going to come up the right side. She's going to get the ball up to Gruber, who's going to take the 3. It's going to be a little strong. It's going to be rebounded by Foringer. She's going to get the ball up to Rarick. Rarick's going to get the ball to Huffman. Huffman's going to drive. Nice little pick from Foringer. Bowser with a really nice rebound for Keystone, and there'll be no shot to end the first quarter. So at the end of one, we have a 17-8 lead for Redbank. Blaine's going to go ahead and give you some scores here, and we'll be back with you here in a short minute.
So while we were working through some technical difficulties, missed some scores there, but the ones we have: Olivia Huffman with 4, Kaylin Rarick with 6, Katie Davis with 2, give or take a few points there. Bowser with 4, and Ava Patrick with 2 for Keystone. Testing. Oh, there we go.
So shout out to
Yeah,
our audio technician, Gunnar Magentini over here.
figured it out. The leader of the president of the AV club here at Redbank Valley. He is Mrs. Aaron's finest student in the AV club.
Blaine, anytime there's an IT problem nowadays, like I say at home, the younger the better. When I have a problem with the phone, it's either the 12-year-old or the 9-year-old that figures it out. So
Gunner's got you covered as long as you don't need him to do squats for you.
So the Bulldogs with a 9-point lead here as we start the second. Huffman with the ball. She's going to come left. She's going to take the three. It's going to be a little strong, but it's going to be rebounded underneath by Foringer. She's going to put it up and in. Inbounded once again to Bowser. She's going to get the ball over to Winters. Back to Bowser. And Bowser's going to bring the ball up. Bowser's going to get the ball over to Patrick. Back to Winters. Over to Traster. Traster's going to drive. She's going to get the ball back to Patrick and back to Traster. And the shot is up. It's off. It's a rebound by Davis. And it's going to be knocked out of bounds. It's going to stay with Redbank ball. Smathers come back to help. Ball's back in Huffman's hands as she's going to run point. Tries to get the ball underneath to Foringer. Foringer does get the ball back, and she's going to get the ball over to Davis. Davis takes the baseline shot, and Foringer once again with the rebound. It's going to be out of bounds off a Keystone. Redbank ball underneath. Inbounds to Foringer. Over to Rarick. Rarick drives baseline. The runner is off. It's going to be Patrick with the rebound. She gets the ball over to Bowser, and it's in Traster's hands. Traster walks the ball up. She gets the ball over to Gruber. Back to Traster. Tries to get the ball inside to Bowser. It gets knocked away. The shot is no good, but Bowser's there for the rebound. Huffman with the ball for Redbank. Shot is off. Rebounded by Davis. She's going to turn it up, and it's good.
Nice take by Davis there on the offensive board.
And that ball is going to be thrown out of bounds off the pressure from Smathers of Redbank Valley, and it's going to be Redbank Valley ball. Edmonds, Harmon, and Alyssa Bowser checking into the game. Alyssa Bowser's first action tonight. It's going to be Huffman taking the ball out for Redbank. She's going to get the ball over to Harmon.
And she's going to go to the foul line for three shots.
So, Blaine, I was watching the Penn State-Northwestern game last night, and you rarely see this. There were 2 4-point plays.
Wow.
Northwestern had one early, converted it, and then Penn State had one later in the comeback victory. So Harmon's going to go to the line for 3. First one's good. Second one's a little strong. And the third one is good. So 2 for 3 from the line with Harmon. Keystone's going to inbound the ball. It goes to Bowser. Bowser's going to dribble up. Tries to get the ball to Traster, but it's going to be batted away. Davis comes away with it. She's going to get the ball to Harmon. Harmon pulls up the free throw line, and it's good. So we're going to have a timeout, Keystone, as Redbank increases the lead to 25-10 with 5 minutes, 35 seconds left here in the second. So looking ahead at the Bulldog girls' schedule, after tonight's game, they're actually going to have 2 games next week. They're going out of conference for a Monday game. They're playing at Sharpsville. That game was added later on this season as Forrest was unable to get enough players for a team this year. So Sharpsville was added late in the season. Don't really know much about Sharpsville, as I don't think we've played them in years past. And then on Wednesday, back home, the Lady Bulldogs will host Venango Catholic. That is a varsity-only game, as VC only has 7 players. But the last I checked, VC had a record of 4-2, and they just lost a game the other night to North Clarion, who is a really strong team this year, and they only lost by 3. So that should be a good game. But that is a 6 o'clock start. So for everyone out there coming next Wednesday night, it's a varsity only, and the varsity game is going to start at 6 o'clock.
Keystone's going to start the ball here in the second quarter. 5:35 left in the second. Redbank Valley pressing.
Keystone does break the press as Gruber brings the ball up. She's going to get the ball over to Winters, and it's going to go back to Gruber. And it's going to be swatted out of bounds. It's going to stay Keystone ball. Klaus checks in. Huffman checks out for Redbank. And for Keystone, it's going to be Bell checking into the game. And Winters is going to check out. Tracer with the ball up top. Redbank into 2-3. And we're going to have a foul called on Redbank Valley. It's going to be the Bulldogs' 5th foul. Each team with 5 team fouls. Tracer gets the ball over to Patrick. Into Bowser. Bowser's going to dribble. She's going to go up. It's going to be no good. It's going to be rebounded by Davis. Keystone tries to bring that ball away, and they are actually going to get a jump ball. It's going to be possession error, Keystone. Ball's inbounded to Patrick. She gets the ball out to Tracer. Gets the ball under into Bell. Over to Gruber. And that's going to be
Miley Harmon on the hustle play there.
And a nice little up for the layup, so that's going to increase it to 17, 27-10. Bowser does get the ball up to Gruber. Gruber's going to go up with the left, contested by Alyssa Bowser. She's going to get the rebound. She gets the ball over to Edmonds. Edmonds brings the ball up. She gets the ball to Klaus. Shot's going to be off, but it's going to be rebounded by Harmon. She's going to take the 3, and that's going to be good. And that's going to increase the lead to 30-10 with 4 minutes left. Bowser gets the ball over to Gruber.
Miley Harmon catching fire here as we approach the midway point of the second quarter.
Yeah, I think we said towards the end of the year last year, a lot blamed the Klaus twins did not look like freshmen. And I would say this year, Harmon definitely doesn't look like a freshman out there. Klaus with the ball. She's going to get the ball over to Harmon. She has the hot hand, so she's going to take it. It's going to be off. Bowser's going to get that rebound. And Bowser's going to push. Tracer with the ball. We're going to have a long 3 by Gruber. It's going to be short, rebounded by Davis. Davis up to Harmon. Harmon gets the ball over to Edmonds. Edmonds with the 12-footer. It's off. It's going to be rebounded by Bell. She gets the ball over to Tracer, who walks the ball up. Tracer gets it into Bell. It's going to be taken away by Davis, having a really strong game tonight. Harmon's going to come up and up and in for 2. 22-point lead for the Bulldogs.
That's 7 consecutive points for Harmon for the Bulldogs.
Tracer with the ball. She's going to drive. Shot's going to be off. It's going to be rebounded by Edmonds. She gets the ball up to Harmon. Ball's rejected away into Bowser's hands, and it's going to go out of bounds, and it's going to stay Redbank Valley ball. And we're going to have a wholesale change here, Blaine, as Foringer, Evans, Rarick, Huffman, and Smathers check into the game. Riley Evans checking in for the first time tonight. Rarick with the 3 from the corner. It's off, but it's going to be rebounded by Smathers. Huffman's going to drive. And the shot is up and good. So, Blaine, we're getting close to what we saw last night, to that 30-point mercy rule where the clock runs the entire second
24
half.
here, yep.
Bell with the ball for Keystone. She gets the ball over to Bowser. It's going to be a 3 attempt. It's going to be off. And there's that baseball pass. Rarick.
Easy shot for Rarick.
And up and in. And we're going to have a timeout for Redbank Valley. So 2:04 left here in the second quarter. Redbank with a 36-10 lead. Looking ahead, Blaine, tomorrow night, Redbank was supposed to head out to Knox to play the Keystone Panthers. That game has been postponed, so we don't have a make-up date for that. The wrestlers are still headed to Coudersport, weather permitting. And then, as we said, next Monday night, the Lady Bulldogs are going to head out to Sharpsville, District 10 team. And then they'll be back here Wednesday of next week to host Venango Catholic. So high school mercy rule is 30 points. Once you hit 30 points in the second half only, clock runs continuously other than timeouts and fouls. Even if a team does get it under the 30-point mark, clock does still continue to run once a team reaches a 30-point lead. Blaine, I think one person we have to give a shout-out to that we haven't even talked about all year, looking down on the court as we look across to the right, is Coach Mike Masler, former teacher here at Redbank Valley, track coach, cross-country coach for years, attends every single event. He's been retired for I don't even know how many years, but it's been numerous years. He still continues to come to every home event, and I see him at, honestly, a lot of away events too. Takes pictures, gives them to the kids for free, never asks for anything. So we definitely want to give a shout-out to Mike Masler.
Yeah, an incredible amount of time put in by him. He actually had an eye surgery scheduled during the state championship game and was actually apologizing profusely that he couldn't be there for that game, but definitely something that the kids really enjoy.
And I guess we should be saying Hall of Famer Mike Masler, as Mike Masler was inducted into the Redbank Valley Sports Hall of Fame recently. Very well deserved. Bowser goes to the line for 3. Her first one is up and good. Second one is off. Winters checks into the game for Keystone. Minute 49 left here, a 25-point lead. Third one is off. Huffman with the rebound. Huffman's going to drive left. She gets the ball out to Smathers.
In and out by Smathers,
yes.
almost.
Real good look. Bowser with the rebound. Bowser's going to push herself. You don't see a lot of centers, especially at the high school level, having the ball handling skills of Bowser. She pushes the ball out. She gets the ball to Winters. Winters gets the ball over to Patrick. Over to Gruber. Gruber to Patrick. To Bowser, back to Gruber. Gets the ball inside the Bell. Good defense by Foringer. And she gets the rebound. Baseball pass. And that's going to be swatted away. And that is
Nice
actually going
block.
to go off of Rarick. Nice defensive comeback for Keystone. Keystone's going to inbound the ball. It's going to be Bell over to Gruber. Gruber's going to get the ball out to Bowser with under a minute left here in the second quarter. Bowser gets the ball over to Winter, over to Gruber. And Bowser's going to take the 3. It's going to be a little strong. But Winter with the rebound. No foul called. It's going to be stolen back by Patrick, who gets the ball to Bowser. Little strong. Back to Winter, who takes a shot. It's going to be off, and it's going to be rebounded by Foringer.
Imagine last possession here for the Bulldogs.
Huffman, and she's going to be tripped. And that's going to be a floor foul, so that's foul number 6. It'll be Redbank ball underneath. should be last shot, Blaine.
Yes, I imagine.
My boy plays on the 6th grade team. They had the ball the first 3 quarters. They had the ball with 25 seconds left in each quarter. We didn't get the last shot in any of the 3 quarters. We had a conversation about that after the game.
And so, twist here, Keystone may end up getting the last shot.
It's stolen back by Redbank.
It's stolen back by Keystone.
And that's
last
count.
2 shots by Keystone.
So I apologize because I think I jinxed us on that one. But Redbank Valley is going to take a 23-point lead into half with a 36-13 lead. Blaine's going to go ahead and give the scoring as we have it, and we will be back with you with about a minute left here to start the 3rd quarter.
Miley Harmon led all scorers with 12 in that quarter. Kaylin Rarick had 2. Olivia Huffman had 2. Foringer had 2. For Keystone, 3 by Bowser and 2 by Bell.
So back here, Redbank Valley, as we get ready to start the third period. Redbank Valley leads 36-13. 23-point lead. As soon as we hit that 30-point mark, that will be a running clock for the remainder of the third period. Redbank Valley starters are Smathers, Klaus Foringer, Ember Hetrick, getting her first action of the night, and Katie Davis. For Keystone, it looks like we have Gruber, Patrick Bowser, Traster, and we're going to have a charge called on Smathers of Redbank Valley. So it's going to be Keystone ball. It's going to be Gruber inbounding to Traster. Traster walks the ball up. She pulls up. Hetrick on the defense. And that goes right into the hands of Smathers. She's going to drive up, and it's going to be off. It's going to go out of bounds, but it's going to stay Redbank Valley ball. Bell's going to check into the game for Keystone. Looks like Traster's going to check out. Looks like a little bit of a possible knee injury. Smathers with the ball. She gets the ball out to Klaus. Over to Hetrick. Hetrick gets the ball over to Davis. Inside to Foringer. Nice spin move, and it's up and in.
So what puts us, at 25?
So we're getting closer. Try to inbound to Bowser. She gets the ball. She looks underneath. She gets Patrick underneath, and Foringer swats that away. So we've seen that numerous times this year.
So if you talk about, obviously, no mercy rule for volleyball, right?
Correct.
No.
Such
Is there a
thing.
mercy rule for soccer?
There is not.
No for soccer. So is it just basketball? What else
Football.
was there? And baseball, obviously, 10 running.
Correct. Softball has the same. Softball actually has two different mercy rules, I think. I think they have a 15 run.
Okay.
And then they have a 10 run.
Yeah. The 3 and 4 innings.
Yes.
Yeah, on the football side, obviously 35. One of those things that rarely are we on the one side of that, is we just struggle to score points sometimes here at Redbank Valley. I don't know if our offensive coordinator is listening at home, but not one of the sports that we get to enjoy that at. But the second foul shot is made.
And we are forgetting, Blaine, wrestling. Wrestling
does too.
Tech fall. 15
Yes.
points is a tech fall, and that'll end the match.
So
as
wrestling,
well. So
baseball,
softball.
basketball, football,
Yeah.
softball. How often do you see 25-0 sets in volleyball?
So I've only ever seen it once.
Okay.
And we were at Montauk. It was actually a JV game, and it was Michelle Vernizzi. She served all 25 points. So the announcement on the school the next morning was that Michelle Vernizzi tied a national record.
Wow.
That can never be broke.
Yeah.
Because you can't score more than 25 and win 25-0.
Has to be rare.
It's
right?
very rare,
Yeah.
yes. And I haven't looked at my phone at all, but I'm assuming one of your assistants might be sending out resumes right now. I'm not sure, but that would be a pretty good bet if I had to make that.
Yeah, that's what I was just always begging for him to be somewhere in the range. Give it 14 points. As long as we get 14 points, I'll take care of things on the defensive side of the ball. But 35 was definitely a pipe dream for us.
So Bulldogs with the ball. Ember Hetrick, she's going to dribble left. Redbank running a little bit of a weave here. It's going to be Claire Klaus, and she's going to take the runner. It's no good. But Foringer with the rebound, it is no good. There's going to be a tie up underneath, and we're going to have a jump ball. So it's going to be Keystone ball. Bowser's going to get the ball to Bell, over to Gruber. She's double teamed, and she's going to dribble the ball out of bounds. Nice double team from Klaus and Hetrick.
6-minute mark here of the third. 2 minutes gone in the third quarter. As Klaus brings the ball up.
Klaus gets the ball over to Davis. She looks inside. Really nice pass to Foringer. Up and in. Foringer and Bowser have been going at it. for most of the night. Lots of points being
Are
scored
they? Is
underneath.
Bowser a senior as well?
Bowser, she's a sophomore, Blaine. So you've probably heard that name.
So
last
she
year.
she wasn't on the team for the district championship then, right? 2 years ago. So 2 years ago, she's a sophomore.
So
If
she's
she's a sophomore this year, she
correct.
would not have been on the team during
they
the
won
district
last
championship
year.
game.
So Keystone won last
Yeah,
year.
I was thinking
Right.
when Tara was a senior.
Correct. Yeah, so Bowser, you probably heard that name from everyone out there listening from Redbank. She was the stud softball player, not only in the KSAC, but in the district last year.
Was she the one that batted, what was it,
Yeah, it
7
was something crazy, and she was like 9-2 on the mound.
Home runs than she did outs,
Correct.
I believe, was the
Yes.
statistic.
And that was as a freshman.
Crazy.
So the Bulldogs have hit the 30-point mark. So we will have a running clock for the remainder of this game. We'll only stop for free throws and timeouts. So that ball's inbound, and it's going to be almost stolen by Redbank. It's going to be Gruber. She's going to take the shot from the elbow. It's going to be off, but it's going to be, and it is going to be rebounded by Rarick of Redbank. Huffman's going to push. She's going to get the ball up to Harmon. Harmon's going to stop. Nice feed inside to Foringer. And she's up and in to increase the lead to 32.
So it should be another night. We saw last night Redbank Valley being able to go the whole depth of their bench. Should be another night for Chris Edmonds to get some playing times as Claire Klaus lays it up and in for 2.
Yeah, and I mean, Coach Edmonds runs a deep bench as it is, but he should be able to get some more minutes for some other players tonight.
And that's what I talked to Marquise Gardlock today, and I said, Marquise, I got to be honest with you. When I saw you 5 coming back in with 4 minutes left, I was worried about what was going to happen there. And he said, Coach Marshall told all 5 of us that if any of us took a shot, we were immediately out, and I believe there was going to be some running at the next day of practice. So they said the main intention there was just to get some ball movement and essentially kind of the basketball team right now is already a little thin with some sicknesses and stuff, so just trying to make sure they get out of that game with no injuries or stuff like that.
It's
So
amazing.
he confirmed there was no intentions to score any more points in
It's
that
amazing
basketball
when
game.
there's that incentive of running, how well they ran the weave and didn't even look for a shot
Yeah.
last night. That ball's going to be knocked out of bounds. It's going to stay Keystone ball. And that's going to be stolen by Harmon. She's going to get the ball over to Huffman. Huffman's going to look down to Klaus. It's going to go up and in for Huffman for another 2. Gruber's going to try to get the ball over to Patrick, but Huffman's going to steal that, and she's going to go coast to coast, up and in, and it's good. So, Blaine, we haven't mentioned the last couple telecasts. One of the things we're asking the fans out there who are watching this, please subscribe to RV Live. I think we were like 602 subscribers when we first started asking. I know we got about 50 subscribers in 2 days, and I think we're kind of stuck on that. But if you're at home watching right now,
Klaus for 2.
and you see that subscribe button, please, if you haven't already, hit that button. For everyone out there watching, we usually get about 300 to 400 viewers per game. So if everyone just gets one person to subscribe, that gets us to the 1,000. And I'm not sure exactly what that does for us, but I know it does something with monetizing that we can.
Yeah, opens up some new opportunities for us for streaming.
Please, everyone out there, subscribe to the RV Live YouTube if you can. Bonanno, she's going to check into the game, and Foringer's going to check out as the lead now is 40. That ball's going to be stolen by Harmon. She's going to look up, and Klaus with the layup. So it's going to be Gruber of Keystone. She's She's going to pass the ball over to Patrick. Shots up and no good. Huffman, another baseball pass up to Harmon. And it's going to be off, but it's going to be rebounded. It's going to go back to Harmon to Bonanno. Little pass up and in. That almost looked like a Russ to Malkin to Crosby goal on that. Patrick with the ball. Shot's going to be off. It's going to be Huffman again. Baseball pass up to Harmon. Harmon over to Klaus. Klaus back to Harmon. Shot's going to be off, but Bonanno's going to try to clean it up. She's going to get her own rebound, and it's going to be up and in for Bonanno. As the Bulldogs, as soon as they get that rebound, looking to immediately go to offense. Almost a steal by Huffman. It's going to be Bowser. She gets the ball. Nice look underneath. Patrick's going to be fouled, and she's going to go to the line. And that clock will continue to run. So it will be interesting as the Bulldogs go on. Playing these two teams will meet once again. Next to the last game of the season, they'll meet in Knox. Last year, the game here at Redbank won kind of handily 53-38, but then Keystone returned to favor, winning 50-24 back in Knox. Now, they will not meet in the playoffs this year as Redbank moved up to AAA last year. As we mentioned earlier.
Interesting number I saw today, Matt, a little off topic. The cutoff for football for single A is 123. Karn City's 124.
I saw that.
That's
I
crazy.
almost sent you a text, and I
That's
saw
crazy
how
to me.
close they were to dropping down to single A.
There was the rumor that they were going to drop down, and I think a lot of people just dismissed that. There's no way, but they were one boy off from being single A.
And it would be interesting, though, to look and see how many kids, with that VOTEC, you're not counting those kids? Or do they have a lot of
Yeah,
VOTEC
Brockway
kids?
dropped down, which was interesting because Brockway has a co-op. Usually those co-op schools, it's tough unless you got really small numbers like a Union or an AC Valley does. And I think a lot of people were expecting Kane and Ridgeway to drop down, and they stayed up.
There was another I don't think it was Clarion, but there was one team that actually was close to going AAA, which I was kind of shocked at. That shot's going to be off. It's going to be rebounded by Ripple as she gets her first action. She's going to get the ball up to Huffman. Huffman gets the ball over to Edmonds. Out to Bond. She's going to miss, but she's going to get her own rebound. She's going to get the ball back to Ripple. Ripple's going to get the ball back to Bond. Tries to get the ball into Banana. It's swatted away by Bowser. She gets the ball up to Edmonds. Over to Huffman. Huffman takes a shot. It's no good. Over to Bonanno. It's no good. And it's going to be rebounded by Bell of Keystone. Bowser's going to push. It's going to be Winner who has the ball. She's going to get the ball over to Bell. 6 seconds left. And it's going to be Bell's going to be
a foul.
Sorry, that's not Bell. That is Bell, yes. So she's going to go to the line. So that will stop the clock with 3.7 seconds left. 44-point lead for the Lady Bulldogs. And shot at the buzzer is off. So Redbank is going to go to the fourth quarter with a 60-17 lead. Blaine's going to go ahead and give some scoring.
Yeah, they're on Redbank Valley side. Claire Klaus with 6 in that quarter. Madison Foringer with 8. Olivia Huffman with 4. Karen Rarick with 2. And Bonanno with 4. For Keystone, Bell with 1. And Bowser with 2.
So back to the classifications. I think we've talked about this before, but basically how this works is every 2 years is a new cycle per the PIAA. How they determine your classification, they take the number of female and male girls or boys in grades 9 through 11, and then there's a formula that puts you into either single, double, triple, quad A for volleyball. Now, some sports like basketball, football actually have 6 classes. Others like wrestling, track, there's only 2. So Redbank, from I think since the inception of this, has only ever been single A or double A in a sport. Again, it determines some, like football is single A just because there's less male enrollment at Redbank right now than female. Basketball is the only sport for girls that I've ever known Redbank being triple A in. So they're in the cycle now of triple A, but the new cycle is over after this year, and the new numbers have come out, and the girls basketball team will drop back down to double A. A couple other sports, volleyball, they were single A years ago. They moved up to double A for, I think, 3 cycles. And in the new enrollment, they drop back down to single A as well. And I think softball drops from double A to single A as well. That ball is going to be stolen by Edmonds. She's going to get the ball up to Huffman. She shields her body nicely. She goes up with the layup. It's in. And she's going to go to the line for a 3-point play. And unlike football, obviously you have to be a district champ playing in football. Other sports, it's determined how many teams are in the district determines on how many playoff teams that district gets. So in volleyball, for example, single A always gets 2, and some years they get 3 because there's so many single A teams. Double A, triple A, they only ever get 1 seed to go to the playoffs. Basketball is the same way. Actually, in basketball, single A gets 4 out of our district. Some districts like the Whippeal, they'll get 6 and 7 teams to make the playoffs in some classifications just because of the high number of teams. And that's up and in. That was Barnett with the deuce. Keystone with the ball. We're going to have a push. That's going to be out of bounds. Keystone ball. And then co-ops are part of that too, Blaine. Using Clarion and CL as an example, Clarion is the host football team, so you have to take 100% of Clarion's enrollment. You only take 50% of the team that is co-oping in, so you only have to take half of CL's enrollment. And that shot is up and in. That's a 3. And that's Sydney Bell with the 3. So it's going to be Huffman for Redbank Valley. She's going to drive, and we're going to have a charge. So, Blaine, you have to give kudos there to Jersey Bell as her team is down by over 40, and she still stands in there and takes the charge. Coaches love to see that. Shot is off. It's going to be rebounded by Davis, and we're going to have a jump ball called. Klaus is going to check in. Barnett's going to check out. Bowser will check into the game for Keystone. Pierce is going to check out. So it's going to be Huffman. She's going to get the ball over to Klaus. Klaus is going to get the ball to Rarick. Rarick's going to take the 3. And that's nothing but net. So that's going to increase the lead to 67-19. Gruber with the ball for Keystone. That shot is off by Bell. It's going to be baseball pass from Huffman. And Rarick might have got away with a little bit of a travel there. Gruber's going to try to go coast to coast. Huffman tried to swat that out. She missed, but the shot was missed, and Davis is going to come down with the rebound. She's going to get the ball over to Klaus. Klaus to the corner. To Rarick. That's going to be off. It's going to be rebounded by Bond over to Rarick. Rarick with another 3. That one is off. And Bowser up and in. Huffman with the ball. She's looking for Rarick. Rarick gets the ball over to Klaus. Klaus is going to take another three. That's off. Rebound by Keystone. It's going to be Gruber comes down with the ball. And that ball is almost stolen by Klaus. Good defense, but Bowser comes away with it. She's going to be trapped by Bond and Klaus. It's going to go out of bounds. We're going to have some substitutes here as Smathers checks into the game. Harmon checks into the game for Redbank. For Keystone, it looks like we have Wolbert checking in. Pierce has checked back into the game. Keystone inbounds the ball. Ball stolen by Klaus. She gets the ball over to Huffman. And Smathers was flashing there. Decided to go to the corner for the three. And it is good by Harmon. That increases the lead to 49. Klaus putting on a little bit of pressure on. 2 minutes left here in the game. And we're going to have a foul. So clock does stop here with 1:47 left. 49-point lead. First shot is up and good. And the second shot by Winters is off. Huffman's going to get the rebound. She's going to push. She's going to go coast to coast, and she's going to be fouled by Patrick. So Huffman's going to go to the line. So, Blaine, we're back here 2 games next week. VC girls, that's on Wednesday night. That's the varsity only, 6 o'clock start. And then the boys are home on Thursday against Forest area. No wrestling matches next week. And I think the following week we have pretty heavy schedule, boys game, girls game, and then I think there's a wrestling match on Thursday against Franklin that week. So we're back here with 1:30 left. Bulldogs up 48, 70-22. Huffman's at the line. Clock is stopped. First shot is up and good. And the second shot is up and good as well.
I'll grab it.
Keystone with the ball, and it's going to be stolen by Harmon. She's going to look up and get the ball to Klaus. Huffman feeds the ball over to Hetrick. Shot is no good. Hetrick with the ball back. She's going to feed inside, and it's up and good by Klaus. So we're under a minute here left, 76-22. Klaus almost with the steal. Gruber with the ball for Keystone. Huffman is going to get the steal. She's going to look up, get the ball to Harmon. And Harmon with the layup. Increases the lead to 78-22. And we're going to have a foul. And that's actually going to put Keystone on the line. Keystone is in the bonus. Albright's going to check into the game for Keystone. Bowser and Ripple check into the game for Redbank. First shot is off. Hetrick with the shot. It's no good. It's going to be rebounded by Ripple. Ripple's going to take the shot. That's off. Bowser with the rebound, and Bowser up and in. Increases the lead to 80-22. So we're going to stay with you. We're going to keep the camera on. We're going to have our MVP, so we're going to turn that over to us as we're going to bring up our game MVP, have a quick interview. Final stats, I'm going to try to give these. Not sure, we might have missed a couple of these, but it looks like Klaus had 8 points for Redbank. Foringer had 10. Rarick had 11. Looks like Huffman was in with 15. Katie Davis was in with 6. Harmon was in with 12. Bonanno was in with 5. Barnett was in with 2. Bowser was in with 2. So lots of scoring here tonight as the Bulldogs take the victory. They will increase their record to 8-1, and they will be headed out to Sharpsville next Monday for a non-conference game. So we're bringing up Katie Davis, senior. So Katie, if you want to have a seat. So first of all, we're going to start this out by me saying, so I tried to get you to play volleyball for, I think, 6 years, and since you said no, I'm going to keep you sitting here and ask you the toughest questions you've ever been asked in your entire life. So are you okay with that? All right, so go ahead and get up there to the mic. So obviously, we're about probably a third of the way into the season. So an MVP, we picked you tonight. Obviously, you weren't the highest scoring game, but we were impressed with basically everything you were doing out there. Obviously, Bowser of Keystone, probably one of the bigger centers you're going to go against. And I think your rebounding tonight, you and Foringer both, you were all over the place on the boards. Looking up right away then to make passes, you're bringing the ball up. So talk a little bit about going into the game and maybe the game plan, going up against maybe a center that typically most teams don't have and you don't have to go against.
Well, I just knew that usually in practice and sometimes in games, I just find myself like moving back. I just kind of want to get back on defense, but I just was thinking I need to get in, get rebound. I want to make sure I got the right positioning, and I just thought if all of us could get in there and rebound, we could shut it down easily.
So third of the way season and through the season again, record of 8-1. Obviously, I think, talking to Coach Edmonds, a goal was, probably to get to Clarion University for a KSAC title game and then, a district title game. So 2 years ago, what a moment, district championship out at University. Last year, you've moved to AAA now, so you didn't make the final. So as a team, have you talked about that or what is the goal this year for the team?
The goal is to go farther than the KSAT. We're hoping to go to the state. Last year ended kind of quickly and unexpectedly, but we're just hoping this year, since things are a little better with COVID, a little more smoothly, and we're still happy with the team. We have a great team again, and everyone's still working together.
So speaking of COVID, obviously last year very limited with, the fans in here. Your classmates weren't always able to come to the games. Obviously it's nice to see, the stands almost full, and that obviously I think, when you're on that run and they're behind you, it just seems like it just carries you into that. So talk a little bit about having them, in the gym now.
Oh, yeah, it's nice. Honestly, last year, it kind of didn't feel that weird because in Summer League, that's
Mhm.
there's not that many people.
Right.
But it makes it so much better. I remember 2 years ago when we played Keystone here, and all the fans were here, like all the students. We had a beach theme. It makes it so much better. You know, it brings more energy and stuff. So I'm very happy to have family back, fans back.
Well, obviously, with the goal of trying to get a little further than a couple years ago into the state playoffs, Katie, congratulations. If you continue to play like you've had tonight and with the rest of the team, I think you'll definitely achieve that goal. So congratulations, MVP of tonight's game.